not sure if I'm not a marksman player, so you know I don't know like what really feels ideal with so many marksmen already off the table, and you know if you want to balance both safety and damage output, too dangerous to TP in. Just as I say that, they're gonna go for it, and Chris will emerge from fog to try and see if they can pull off some of that magic we saw in the second game. Already, Beishuan has to dip from the stacking turret aggro, and now it resets. ThunderTalk waiting for their moment to wait for those cooldowns, get them back up. Good charge, but Beishuan dodges out of the way before the ignite eventually gets him, but it doesn't because he flashes over the wall and Chris cannot get another bit of damage to finish off the kill. The pathos, angle you're going for, because, when we're trying to convince someone who is a defender. Hang on. Setab is in trouble, and Kanavi just has too many dashes to be able to keep up with Setab despite the flash.
Cannon minions. But the big one for them is going to be the fact that the ultimate, once it's fully upgraded, gets larger as you get more takedowns, and it has a longer duration when you do get takedowns. So it gets larger and larger. We're having our first fight over the Grubs. Cream is over here and has hit level 6, so this is a tough spot for TT if they want to commit any more.
And so clutch for top esports. Beishuan was trying to get that smite on the second Void Grub, but Feather back off, trying to fight for control of that minion wave, but Setab is forced to concede it for now, as now Chris and Kanavi are going to threaten him under the tower. And it looks like Chris could have actually just solo killed him by himself, but making sure to donate that kill credit over to Kanavi, making this Wukong even more accelerated. As for 2 years, just throwing in strays. And oh, come on, man. Leave me alone.
There is no justice, no peace out on these rifts.
And it's definitely no peace for Setab, as he can't even get a crumb of the minion wave, as Kanavi and Chris come in straight in and bullying him away from the tower. As 369 is going to endure himself against Hoya. Now that there's no CC from this minion, is going to just throw out the Call of the Forge God. I mean, 369
not really in a great position to help contest for these Grubs.
And Beishuan might be in trouble here. Still has flash available, throws out the Crescent Guard, pushes Crisp away, and forces him to battle dance back to safety. A teleport is coming in from 369, but he's on the other side of that wall. He's gonna try to take up as much of it, but he is forced to flash after losing more than 75% of his HP. Second rotation of Grubs. 2 have been picked up by top esports, so now they've secured 4 for themselves. ThunderTalk, they need to escort Beishuan into range so that they can look for it, and it's actually 1xN that gets the 4th bullet, but the fight emerges and erupts, and Crisp is the first one to fall. A good tempered fate stops Kanavi in his tracks and tries to dissuade any moment for top esports to look for the further engagement. Kanavi throws down the Cyclone, but flashes already came out from the side of ThunderTalk, as now the curtain call looking for one more bullet, but it's not enough to finish off Jackie Love, and ThunderTalk somehow stand tall in the fight.
Game 1 Pog steal.
Well, there's still a chance for potentially Cream to pick up an MVP this game if he finds his moment on this Victor. He's been building up a small gold advantage thanks to a lot of the resources, a little bit of that acceleration and love back into other carries as teleports are coming in.
Okay, both top laners are coming in from different sides of the fight. 1xN is currently farming in mid, but this Herald is almost down, and there's no jungler in the area.
Oh, really good tempered fate. Cream could be the target here. Here comes Call of the Forge God as it splits up the fight. Kanavi secures the Rift Herald, but someone needs to walk over and pick up the gem, but they're going to turn for the fight first. Ooh. Kanavi and Chris finding their way through the front and the back line, as top esports now seem to have the majority of the fight on their side. Up right in between those 2 towers is now 1xN looking for that base. Should be safe. Cream just making sure that the rest of the red side jungle quadrant is up for the taking, but he's just going to walk on over to the bottom side of the map. Spawning in the next 35 seconds, and top esports already have their pieces set in order to take that without any contest from ThunderTalk. This wave pushing into the tier 1 turret on the bottom side of the map. That will be knocked down eventually here. Cream just taking his sweet time with it and making sure that ThunderTalk have no realistic way.
Future. Especially with a champion like Victor, because we don't have the stacks or how many times he's been able to upgrade. We only can really tell by looking at his abilities when he uses them. I would like to see in the future more target framing of Victor, because we're looking at Cream right now. On the bottom left, you can kind of see all his little abilities that are up, his summoner spells. I want to see how many Victor bucks he has. I want to see, does he have any upgrades coming up soon? Are all of his abilities ready and he's just waiting to get his level 16? Or his second point to be able to put more into his ult. That's what I want to see. We got a dragon starting here now, though, as 2,009 is nowhere in the area.
Tempered Fight just pushes Cream off to the side. Kanavi flash over the wall, Cyclone right onto 1xn. That forces his own flash away, and he is completely out of the fight, but he's got a curtain call. He's going to fish for some bullets. Cream has to stand behind the rest of the front line, and he should be relatively safe unless he can bend it like Beckham around the front line. Woohoo! That was dab off of it. Or maybe not so much unless they force it. Okay.
5 grubs, 4 grubs. Okay, we're TPing. We're fighting for this, boys.
Well, Call of the Forge God does knock him up, but Satab jumps in with the Between Worlds, gets a decent slow and damage off. Hoya needs to go into Mega Gnar form if he wants this fight to work out, but Crisp is looming around the shadows. They get the animation canceled for the Mega Gnar fully off, but Crisp predicts the hop back from Satab, provides the knock-up, gives the alley-oop 369 to dunk his face on, and Cream picking up the kill on the Hoya.
Favorite coming into this tournament. ThunderTalk, I think, I put up a great run up against some other teams here and even making it to the semis.
And Top Esports are going to continue hammering in this advantage as they look for the dive. Feather tries to prevent the dive from happening and stalls some time with the Tempered Fate. It does buy Satab an escape out as he uses the Between Worlds to jump to the other side of that ring.
TES to not only bring home a Demacia Cup win, but I think in general, bring home one of the cups here. When we're talking about LPL, they haven't been able to win since summer of 2020. Still had Jackie Love. They brought in Kanavi and Chris to hopefully level up the team and
are to unlocking the base and where the minion waves are. A couple of kills could have been enough for Top Esports to completely just take the entire base of ThunderTalk Gaming. As for now, they hold the ground and they make sure that Top Esports are not in a position where they can just rip the Baron on sight. They are going to take their time and instead play for the third dragon of the game as 369 getting a decent chunk. Is he just going to solo out Hoya? Oh, man. If we're at this state in the Gnar and Ornn matchup, I don't know what else to say. It's that saving grace for Hoya. He tries to occupy the minion wave, but, you know, before that death, he was only a Trinity Force and half components on that Black Cleaver to a 2 full...
I just don't think there's much that TES can do wrong in this game right now. They are so far ahead. Even though it's only 7,000 gold, you have to think 3 dragons, multiple turrets, the experience differential, especially in mid lane right now. Cream being a level and a half up season playoffs or working into potentially qualifying as a top 8 team.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if you're able to, you know, take a game off of JDG in your respective group, I think that is, you know, it's very meritable in that own sense, as Top Esports might just be making that game-winning engage, as Satab is going to throw a desperation Hail Mary attempt trying to flank the back line with that Between Worlds, and Cream is chunked out of the fight, but not necessarily in lethal range. Kanavi is trying to dodge on these bullets, and I thought that last one was going to curve, but Fog of War put a stun into Cream's acceleration since he is working with that BM book now, 10 stacks on the Medjai Soul Sealer, but no one from ThunderTalk can really safely make an entrance here onto the Baron pit. Beishwan was chunked out, so this is a safe time for Top Esports to rip that Baron. Now the gold lead nearing that 10,000 gold of no return for ThunderTalk.
L team really going to be able to shape up. They probably are going to make top 8 here at Demacia Cup, but much past that, we don't know. We'll have to hold that question for tomorrow or in a couple days when Grand Finals is played, but TES just playing with their food right now. They're kind of fishing with some of the ultimates now. I think we're getting in that part where that restlessness starts to kick in. TES want to close this out.
Satab sends it, pops the Between Worlds, tries to look for Cream, but he gets blown up. Power of the Arcane as Top Esports riding on that anime high as they have the Power of God and anime on their side, and it's all about strength. It's all about power, and Top Esports have tons of it in supply. Cream adding up the stacks on that BM book, reaching 25, 7-0 and 5 on the victor. Surely this is an MVP performance worth deserving and rewarding for himself. GG to Top Esports. They sweep ThunderTalk out of the bracket.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.